This is the QTV Nightly News and I am Jul Denjai. Thank you for joining us. And a reminder that you can also join us on Q Radio 103.3 FM. Here are the headlines. A packed courtroom at Kanifing Magistrate Court today saw 23 people accused of unlawful protest in a protest directed against Pura remanded in custody. The Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry (GCCI) has officially opened nominations for its top leadership positions ahead of the September annual general meeting. And at the conclusion of 2025 Fegami Youth Camp held in Tubakuta, West Coast Region on Saturday, the Ministers of Basic and Secondary Education and Trade urged youths to avoid unlawful activities and focus on religious education and skills to support national development. And a 2-week intensive training on document security and fraud detection at the Banjul International Airport, led by Dutch experts, concluded with 30 immigration officers successfully completing the program. The Gambia Cultural Weekend in the United Kingdom concluded on Sunday with the Yaram Festival hosting a colorful Senegambia Lumo Fair in London. These and other stories coming ahead. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. Now, a packed courtroom in Kanifing Magistrate Court today saw 23 people accused of unlawful protest following a protest against the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority (PURA) remanded in custody. More in this report by Ansumana Esonyasi.
The group appeared before Magistrate Thomas Ture at the Kanifing Magistrates Court following their arrest on 22nd August. Court records reveal they held a procession along Karaba Avenue without permission from the Inspector General of Police, a violation under the Gambia's Public Order Act. All 23 pleaded not guilty to the charge of unlawful procession. The protest had been directed at the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority (PURA) over what protesters claimed were the authority's inefficiency and specifically about what they claim were GSM tariff rates announced by PURA, which they say are unjust and unfair on the consumer. The prosecution, led by Assistant Commissioner Kamara, did not oppose bail but asked the court for more time to proceed with the case. Assistant Commissioner Kamara explained that while bail had already been offered at the police stations, only 3 of the accused accepted. The others rejected police bail, instead asking the court for unconditional release. Defense lawyer Junkun Jobate urged the court to show leniency and grant a fair bail bond to his clients. However, Magistrate Thomas Ture postponed a final decision on bail until the next hearing on September 4th. Until then, the 23 accused will remain in custody at the Mile 2 remand wing. Answana Esonyasi for QTV News.
Now, the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry (GCCI) has officially opened nominations for its top leadership positions ahead of the September annual general meeting (AGM). Members of the chamber will have the opportunity to vote for a new president, vice president, and treasurer. Yafatu Gay has the rest of that story.
The upcoming GCCI leadership elections are set for Friday, 5th September 2025. The elections will be organized under the guidance of the GCCI Advisory Council and conducted with oversight from the Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection Commission to guarantee a transparent and fair process. The chairman of the GCCI Advisory Council, Ambassador Abdullah M. Ture, gave an overview of the electoral process, stressing the importance of order, credibility, and accountability in the exercise.
Why this election matters. The GCCI has for decades been the premier voice of the private sector in the Gambia, a trusted institution that champions the cause of businesses, advocates for an enabling environment, and promotes inclusive economic growth. As the backbone of the economy, the private sector relies on a strong, credible, and visionary chamber to represent its interests, facilitates partnerships, and ensures that Gambian businesses are both competitive, both regionally and globally.
Keba Tamsin Jai, a GCCI Council member, reflected on the Chamber's growth, highlighting how its influence has expanded over the years in advocating for Gambian businesses.
We are proud to be given the assignment to oversee these elections. I guess the trust is there because we have, no preference. We are, independent in, who wins, because we work with everybody that comes in. And all we want is the best leadership for the GCCI.
Almami Funding Tal, member of the GCCI Advisory Board, outlined the sequence of events for the election, assuring stakeholders of a process grounded in transparency and fairness.
Criteria is the person must possess skills, experience, and the ability to promote the objectives and the values of GCCI. The person should also not have a criminal record.
Sarata Konate, CEO of GCCI, confirmed that nominations are open and encouraged members to actively participate. She made a special call for women entrepreneurs and professionals to contest.
Women are encouraged, and in the past also have contested fairly and have won and have occupied seats and have delivered diligently, just like any other, just like all the men. So that is still the case. That is still the case that the Constitution upholds.
As the election date approaches, anticipation is growing within the business community over who will take the helm of the GCCI in its next chapter. Chamber officials emphasize that the process is not merely about filling leadership positions, but also about upholding democratic principles and promoting transparency within the country's private sector. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafa Tugay.
The Ministers of Basic and Secondary Education and Trade on Saturday called on young people to avoid unlawful activities and prioritize religious education and skill acquisition to contribute meaningfully to national development. They were speaking at the conclusion of the 2025 Fegami Youth Camp held at the Direct Aid Center in Tubacuta, West Coast Region. And Sumana Esonyasi again.
The Federation of the Gambia Muslim Youth, Fegami, is an Islamic-oriented society that seeks to unite Muslim youths in the Gambia to promote and propagate Islam. As they conclude this year's Al-Furqan Youth Camp, participants who over the past weeks were engaged in various religious and educational activities gathered for farewell messages from guests, including the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Habibatu Drame, and the Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment Minister, Babukar Ojuf, himself a founding member of the Federation. Their message focused mainly on the role of young people in promoting Islam, preserving peace and participating in national development. They also encourage participants to continue seeking Islamic knowledge to have a better understanding of the religion.
ولن ترضى عنك اليهود ولا النصارى حتى تتبع ملتهم قل إن هدى الله هو الهدى. They will never leave us alone unless we are idle, call ourselves Muslims, but will not pray, call Muhammad, but drink alcohol, subhanallah. Call Fatima, but we can undress in TikTok. You see it very commonly now.
So what that tells you is that we can be anything, inshallah, if we work hard. And with our deens intact, our religion intact, and also being able to read the Quran. So let me also try my Quran.
Speaking earlier, Dr. Almame Kante, Camp Director of Figami 2025, and Sheikh Khalifa Damfa, a member of the Figami Advisory Board, joined other speakers in reminding young people of their vital role in society and in preserving peace. They referenced various verses from the Holy Quran that emphasized the significant contributions of youth in promoting Islam. Both speakers commended the Figami leadership for their continued efforts in organizing this impactful annual youth camp.
Let us be ambassadors of peace. Let us be shining lights in this world that is often clouded with conflict, division, and uncertainty. To my fellow youths, this camp may be the ending, but our mission is just beginning.
My message to you as campus, we are Muslims. we are Gambians. We have nothing more than Islam, and we will not have any place better than Gambia. We can only build Gambia for ourselves and for our future.
The Figami Annual Youth Camp has, over the years, positively saved the lives of hundreds of young people across the Gambia. This year's edition also welcomed participants from Senegal, whose head of delegation, Mahadi Jallo, expressed gratitude to the Figami leadership for extending the invitation. As the camp concludes, participants are reminded that as ambassadors of the Al Furqan Youth Camp, they are expected to uphold its values and remain law-abiding at all times. Ansmane So Nyasi for KTV News.
Now, a 2-week intensive training course on document security and fraud detection at Banjul International Airport, facilitated by experts from the Netherlands, has concluded with 30 immigration officers successfully completing the program. Aissatou Bari has the details.
The training aims to strengthen national border management and combat forgery-related crimes. Officers from various units of the Immigration Department took part in the program, which focused on detecting forged travel documents, passports, visas, and other official records often used in transnational crimes. Throughout the 2 weeks long training, participants were introduced to modern verification techniques, fraud detection tools, and methods of identifying alterations in documents. Trainers also emphasized the growing need for cross-border collaboration to combat crimes such as human trafficking, illegal migration, and terrorism financing. Ibrahim Mboub, the Director General of the Gambia Immigration Department, highlighted how the training will strengthen the capacity of frontline officers in carrying out their duties.
The skills you have acquired, ranging from document verification techniques, fraud detection, and profiling, to understanding new trends in transnational crime, are not only tools for your daily work, but instruments that reinforce the very sovereignty and security of our nation.
Maria Manyang, Commissioner of the Banjul International Airport Immigration Department, emphasized the importance of the training.
The training marks an important step in strengthening our national capacity to safeguard our borders, prevent migration frauds, combat the desirable elements from perpetrating our borders secretly. In today's world, where the sophistication of documents frauds continue, the ability of our officers to identify fraud documents, counterfeits, or tampered documents is no longer a luxury but a necessity.
Linda Wiegel is a senior trainer from the Netherlands.
It is inspiring to see how responsible the GID officers, the colleagues, feel and how motivated they are to continue developing themselves. In addition to the document security training sessions, we would also like to donate 15 magnifying glasses to the GID, which can be used during first-line checks at the airport to help maintain the quality on the document inspections.
All participants received certificates, while medals were presented to the 3 most outstanding trainees. Ramatulai Gay, an Immigration Control Systems Administrator at the airport and participant in the training, explained how the program will make their work more efficient and effective.
We have learned a lot from the Netherlands government concerning about document security to know how the features, and then we also learned about imposters because we need to know who is an imposter. We need to know to differentiate the type of documents we have, whether counterfeit or an authentic document.
With 30 immigration officers now equipped with advanced knowledge in document security, the Gambia is better prepared to cope document forgery, strengthen border security, and foster international cooperation. The successful completion of this 2-week training course marks a pivotal role in reinforcing national and regional security against evolving global threats. Aissatou Bari, QTV News.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more national and international news stories for you. Do stay tuned and join us after the break.
Hi there, my name is Nuruddin Adams, a proud product of this noble institution. Heritage Christian University is not just a learning place, but a community that transforms lives and empowers its students to become compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. My journey here has truly been life-changing, and I invite you to come experience the same. Whether your passion is into business, nursing, midwifery, psychology, communication studies, multimedia technology, information technology, or theology and ministry, Heritage has tailored these programs for both the undergraduate and graduate studies to suit your goal. If you're ever ready to take your education to the next level, then pick up an application form and join us today. At Heritage, you are never alone, as members of the community will stand and walk with you every step of the way. Welcome to Heritage Christian University.
Supersonics Islamic Insurance, the Gambia's first digital insurance provider, brings innovation, convenience, and Sharia compliance to your doorstep. We offer a wide range of general insurance services, ensuring peace of mind and protection for what matters most. Whether at home, on the go, or in business, experience the difference with Supersonics Islamic Insurance Company Limited. Contact us today, +220-5132-319, 5132-318, or 5132-315. Email us info@supersonicsinsurance.com or on our website www.supersonicsinsurance.com, or visit us at Bega Plaza 56 Liberation Avenue, Banjul.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. Now to the rest of our stories. The Gambia Cultural Weekend in the United Kingdom concluded on Sunday with the Yaram Festival hosting a colorful Senegambia Lumo Fair at the Barking Road Recreation Ground in London. QTV's Lolly M. Kamara is in London, and this is her report.
The event, organized in partnership with several cultural and community organizations, brought together Gambians, Senegalese, and friends of the Senegambia region for a day of music, dance, and cultural celebration. The event was free and open to the public, featuring West African performances, dance, and food stalls offering Senegambian delicacies. It also showcased Gambian entrepreneurs and artists, giving visitors a taste of the country's vibrant culture and traditions. The Yaram Festival, now in its 16th year, has evolved into a significant cultural event for the Gambian diaspora, celebrating heritage while providing artists with opportunities to perform on an international stage. This year's activities included a soiree concert at the Royal Regency in East London, featuring Gambian sensation Mariama Cham, rapper Nyancho, and Senegalese star Titi Ndahtelo. Organizers say the festival's goal is not only entertainment, but also cultural preservation, particularly for second-generation Gambians in the UK who may not have experienced these traditions in their home country. Here is Ami Jaju, lead organizer of the cultural activities.
When it comes to Yaram Art, it's about culture, it's about unity, it's about diversity, it's about promoting, togetherness and promoting unity within our community, and ensuring that we empower our youth, we empower the community.
For many Gambians living in the UK, the Yaram Festival is a reminder of home and a platform for reconnecting with fellow community members. Here are Adam Njai, Director of Tourism Promotion in the UK, covering Ireland, Central and Eastern Europe, Fatou Sow, Marietou Sidibe, both Gambians residing in the UK, and Aji Fatou Njai.
I think I have to congratulate the Yaram Arts organizers. This year we are actually private sponsors, and I think I have to say congratulations to Gigi and the entire management for having the foresight in pushing the agenda of promoting tourism in Europe, targeting the diaspora. And I think this is what we have done. It's almost 1 week now, and today is the last day. And you can see we are showcasing the unique traditions of the Gambia at the heart of London.
Working here at the food environment is really nice. You have the opportunity to meet a lot of people that you missed for a long time. It's nice to see you. We're really having fun, and then there's lots of food available as well, so it's really nice. In this country, everybody's living apart. It's a very big country. We live so very much apart and away from each other. So, me personally, I look forward to this day. Yes, we get to see each other. I get to see my lovely camera. I enjoy this, our Gambian Cultural Week, which we have every year almost after 30 years in the UK. I really enjoy coming here with my family and friends.
The festival keeps growing in popularity, strengthening connections between the Gambian diaspora and their homeland, while introducing London audiences to the vibrant cultural traditions of the country and the region. For QTV News from London, United Kingdom, I am Loliam Kamara.
The report there takes us to international news in a moment. The International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its Abolition is celebrated annually on August 23rd. Designated by UNESCO, the day memorializes the transatlantic slave trade and honors those who fought for its abolition. Aissatou Bari tells us more.
The date marks the beginning of an uprising on the island of Saint-Domingue, now Haiti, during the night of August 22nd to August 23rd, 1791, which played a significant role in the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade. With this year's theme being trying to abolish human exploitations once and for all, the commemoration is not only about honoring the past, but also about confronting the legacy of slavery that continues to shape societies today. Marcus Miller is an African-American musician who this year attended the 20th anniversary of UNESCO's Slave Roots project.
The history of slavery and the slave trade is, it's not just revealing the history of my ancestors and what they've come through. It also sheds light on what's emanated throughout our time on this planet. It's about what the world community has come through. It's about what the world community has evolved from, and how they came out on the other side. I think the history of slavery shows us how, out of some of the most difficult and dark periods of human history, these periods have also produced beauty and resilience and strength from people who were oppressed at that time. These people found ways to survive and even thrive in situations that were really horrible. So the history of slavery shows us, what people have succumbed to, but also what they've aspired to, right?
The day was first celebrated in a number of countries, in particular in Haiti, 23rd August 1998, and Gorée Island in Senegal, 23rd August 1999. Today, many countries and regions, including the Caribbean, where there are millions of descendants of enslaved people, Calabar in Nigeria, in Southern Africa, where the Southern African Bloc, SADC, held a program on reparations, in Mauritius, London, England, where the city's mayor Sir Sadiq Khan held a special program, in India, and other parts of the world, all joined in the commemorations. The Gambia was one of the major points of departure for enslaved Africans transported across the Atlantic. From the 15th to the 19th centuries, countless men, women, and children were taken from the banks of the River Gambia and shipped to plantations in the Americas. Sites like Kunta Kinte Island, formerly James Island, in the River Gambia, remain haunting reminders of this tragic past. The International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its Abolition is not only about remembering those who suffered and perished, but also about learning from history to build a future of dignity, equality, and unity. It challenges the world to transform remembrance into action, ensuring that the fight against racism, exploitation, and modern-day slavery continues. Aissatou Bari, QTV News.
This is all we have for you in this edition of the News Bulletin, but before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. A packed courtroom at Kanifing Magistrate Court today saw 23 people accused of unlawful protest in a protest directed against Pura remanded in custody. The Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry has officially opened nominations for its top leadership positions ahead of the September annual general meeting. At the conclusion of the 2025 Fegami Youth Camp held in Tubacuta, West Coast Region on Saturday, the Ministers of Basic and Secondary Education and Trade urged youths to avoid unlawful activities and focus on religious education and skills to support national development. A 2-week intensive training on document safety and fraud detection at Banjul International Airport, led by Dutch experts, concluded with 30 immigration officers successfully completing the program. The Gambia Cultural Weekend in the United Kingdom concluded on Sunday with the Yaram Festival hosting a colorful Senegambia Lumo Fair in London. A reminder that we have a special live panel discussion chaired by Momodou Mbodj at 9 p.m. tonight on the recently concluded SEPRA's opinion poll on next year's presidential election. This is all we have for you in this edition of the News Bulletin. Do join us again at 10:30 p.m. for another News Bulletin. Thank you for watching.